Hello again! Welcome to Chingster's math video. We will be learning about the percent proportion. Let's get to it. First, we will review on proportion. Do you remember what a proportion is? A proportion is an equation stating that two ratios are equivalent. For example, when we have 2/3 equals to 4/6, so we can say that 2 is to 3 as 4 is to 6. Let's look at the key idea on the percent proportion. You can represent A is P% of W with the proportion A over W is equal to P over 100, where A is part of the whole W and P% or P over 100 is the percent. In numbers, when we say 3 out of 4 is 75%, we can write it as 3 over 4 is equal to 75 over 100, where 3 is your part, 4 is your whole, and your 75 over 100 is your percent. Fraction 75 over 100 is your percent. Now let's look at some examples. Number 1, what percent of 20 is 8? We will first write the percent proportion. A over W is equal to P over 100. In this case, you need to identify which are your parts, your whole, and your percent. Pause the video if you want some time to think it through. In this example, 8 is your part, which is your A, and 20 is your whole, which is your W, and you're solving for P. So let's write the equation with this value substituted in. So 8 over W, which is 20, is equal to P over 100. And to solve this equation, you will need to think about how you can eliminate the 100 from the right hand side. P is divided by 100. So the inverse operation of division is multiplication. So you will need to multiply 100 to both sides. We will now simplify the terms on both sides. 100 divided by 100, you get 1. So you end up with P on the right hand side. And for the left hand side, 100 divided by 20, you get 5. So P is equals to 5 times 8, and that gives you 40. So the answer will be 40% of 20 is 8. In example 2, what number is 45% of 80? We will first write the percent proportion. A over W is equals to P over 100. And now you have to identify which is A, which is W, and which is P. So 45 is our P, that's the percent, and 80 is your whole. So you are now solving for A. So A over 80, we are now substituting the values into your variables, equals to 45 over 100. Next is to solve for A, and A is divided by 80, so we will apply the multiplication property of equality to solve for A. The inverse operation of division is multiplication. So we are multiplying 80 to both sides of the equation. And now you will simplify both sides of the equation. 80 divided by 80, you get 1. And 80 and 100 are divisible by 20, so you get 4 over 5. And 45 is divisible by 5 to get you 9. Therefore, you end up with A is equals to 9 times 4, that is 36. So 36 is 45% of 80. Let's look at example 3. 210% of what number is 84? First, write the percent proportion. Next, think about what information is given to you and substitute them into your proportion equation. 210% is your P, and 84 is your part, which is your A. So now you're solving for the whole. So 84 divided by W is equal to 210 divided by 100. To solve for W, we can apply the cross products property, something that we also call it as the baguette method. So we end up with 210 W is equal to 84 times 100. To solve for W, think about what operation is connecting 210 to W. It is multiplication. So we need to apply the division property of inequality to solve for W. You will now divide both sides by 210. And the left hand side is simplified to only W. And the right hand side, you can divide both numerator and denominator by 10. And 84 is divisible by 21 to give you 4. So 4 times 10, that is 40. So 210% of 40 is 84. Now for example 4, the bar graph shows the strengths of tornadoes that occurred in Alabama in 2011. What percent of the tornadoes were EF2s? If you have the bar chart, you could see that 29 tornadoes were EF2s, and there were a total of 145 tornadoes. Out of 36 plus 58 plus 29 plus 13 plus 7 and 2, that is 145 tornadoes. So our first step is to write the percent proportion. The question is asking for percent, so we're solving for P in this example, and 29 will be your part, your A, and your whole will be 145, your W. So substitute these values into your equation. So 29 over 145 is equal to P divided by 100. To solve for P, we will apply the multiplication property of equality by multiplying 100 to both sides. The right hand side is simplified to just P, and on the left hand side, 145 is divisible by 29, and that gives you 5 in the denominator. And when you have 100 divided by 5, that is equal to 20. So here P is equal to 20. So in this example, 20% of the tornadoes were EF2s. We have now reached the end of my video. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to click subscribe and like, and I'll see you at my next video. Bye.